The Oscars become a thing on this date. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is May 9th, 2023. It is the 129th day of the year. You got 236 days left. It is the 19th Tuesday in the 19th week and the 51st day of spring. You got 43 days left until summer. Today is National Alphabet Magnet Day. Alphabet Magnet Day is celebrated on May 9th. The holiday is the brainchild of the Top Set Company, well known for creating fun yet sophisticated alphabet magnets designed for both children and adults. Who hasn't had an alphabet magnet on their refrigerator at some point in their life? I think I was 11 when I started putting filthy words on my mother's refrigerator, because that's what you do when you're a hyperactive 11-year-old. All right, let's see what else May 9th has given us. 1671, Thomas Blood was an Irishman who lived in the 17th century, and he is known for his attempt to steal England's crown jewel from the Tower of London. In 1671, Thomas Blood disguised himself as a clergyman and visited the Tower of London, where the crown jewels were kept. This is a very interesting story, but I did a deep dive about it a couple of years ago. If you get a chance, look it up, but it's pretty interesting. These guys actually got a hold of the crown, the king's crown, and basically used a mallet to flatten it out so they can stick it underneath. One of the guys was dressed as a clergyman, so they stuck it underneath his robes and tried to get away. They almost succeeded too. 1927, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, which is responsible for awarding the Oscars, is founded on May 9th, 1927. The first Academy Awards ceremony was held on May 16, 1929 at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. The awards were originally given for films released the previous year, but since 1951, they've been given for films released during the previous calendar year. The Academy Awards are the oldest and most prestigious awards in the American film industry, and they are considered to be the highest honor for cinematic achievement. The Oscars have been criticized for being too white and male, which, statistically, that's very true. But they've also been given a hard time because they really don't recognize foreign films. In recent years, the Academy has made efforts to be more inclusive. In 2016, the Best Picture Award was won by a film with an all-black cast, Moonlight. It was actually a really good movie. I really enjoyed that one. In the last few weeks, there's been some new rules and the Oscars have been in the news. They have new guidelines and requirements for films that are going to be nominated. The new guidelines read like this: at least one actor from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group being in a significant role, or the story must center on women, LGBTQ people, a racial group, or disabled people. Despite the criticism, the Oscars remain a major cultural event. I don't know if the new rules are, going to fix whatever problem they think they have, or most people think they have, being statistically a little too white and male. I just feel that when you're being creative or you're doing anything creative, having rules that you have to follow kind of ruins the art. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a problem. I'm just not sure if this is the way to handle it. It's just me. And it's strictly from an art perspective. Just can't put rules on art, any form of art. But honestly, the Oscars are more than just an award show. They're a cultural touchstone, a way for us to reflect on the year in film and to celebrate the art of cinema. As you know, if you watch this channel long enough, I watch a lot of movies, and I'm not involved, but I'm a big fan of the movies and the motion picture industry. All right. 1960, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approves the first oral contraceptive, which revolutionizes women's reproductive rights and choice. 2020, the COVID-19 recession causes the U.S. unemployment rate to hit 14.9%. It is the worst rate since the Great Depression. 2022, the Russian-Ukrainian war. The United States President Joe Biden signs the 2022 Lend-Lease Act into law, a reboot of the World War II-era policy expediting American equipment to Ukraine and other Eastern European countries. Movies released on May 9th, 2014, Neighbors. This was a pretty good movie. It starred Seth Rogen, Dave Franco, Zac Efron, Rose Byrne, and a whole bunch of other people I have no idea who they are. Basically, a young married couple move in next to a fraternity house, and hilarity ensues. Here's the little blurb from the movie, what they say it's all about. A couple faces off with the fraternity brothers who live next door. The film is the first in the series. I think there was 3 of them, but it was pretty funny. Normally it's like a slapstick thing I don't really go for, but this one was pretty good. It was a really good movie. If you ever get a chance and you need a laugh, definitely watch Neighbors. Definitely watch the original one. Second one was okay, just not as funny, I guess you could say. It made about half as much money. They also did Neighbors 3, Zombies Rising, and they kind of played it off like it was a trailer, but it was just a 2-minute short film. Born on May 9th, 1979, Rosario Dawson, actress who played roles in Rent, Sin City, and 7 Pounds. Her other credits include 25th Hour, Eagle Eyes, Trance, Clerks 2, Death Proof, Unstoppable, and Percy Jackson and Olympians, and Lightning Thief. She was also in Daredevil. She's great. I love her. She actually made an appearance on Sesame Street as a child. At age 15, she was cast in the controversial 1995 film Kids, and her performance in the film helped kickstart her career. I remember that movie. I don't remember her. It's been years since I watched that, but it was a pretty interesting movie. Filmed kind of like, I don't know, it seemed like they were filming it on camcorders or something. Not a really Hollywood production, but it was still interesting. Died on May 9th, 2020, Little Richard, rock and roll dynamo who sang Good Golly Miss Molly. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame as well. He infused gospel tones with blues music during his performances as a teenager. He performed for the first time on stage when he was 14 years old. He released his first single, Tutti Frutti, in 1955. If you watch the movie Elvis, he was in there. I guess Elvis knew him back in the day. On May 9th, 2020, after a 2-month illness, Richard died at the age of 87 at his home in Tennessee from causes related to bone cancer. Man was definitely entertaining. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, and be nice to each other.